Szanowni Państwo, znajomi, słuchacze, wierni widzowie wszystkich stacji telewizyjnych, bo pewnie transmitowane jest na całą Polskę i świat. Panel będzie w języku angielskim, uprzedzam, w związku z tym, jeżeli będziecie chcieli posłuchać czegoś po polsku, no to przepraszam, ale przez tą godzinę będziemy mówili w języku English. Po pierwsze, po drugie, mamy wyjątkową okazję posłuchać ludzi, którzy nie są Polakami, hashtag te same gęby nie, dlatego że będziemy mieli przedstawiciela Francji, Anglii, Ameryki, Szwecji oraz Węgier, przedstawicieli i przedstawicielki. W związku z tym fajnie będzie, mam taką nadzieję, że uda mi się zadać te pytania, które sądzę, że wy też chcielibyście mi pozadawać, czyli jak wygląda sytuacja, coś mi pokazuje? Słuchawki? Ja mam mieć słuchawki? A, są tłumaczenia, super. W związku z tym, jeżeli ktoś czuje się trochę kulawo z językiem angielskim, są słuchawki, możecie się tymi słuchawkami wspomóc. Nie chciałbym przeciągać dłużej, ponieważ jedna z osób, dokładnie Nora Oravecz, będzie musiała wyjść. Za chwilę niestety leci gdzieś bardzo daleko, nawaliło jej połączenie lotnicze, w związku z tym podczas naszej tutaj pięknej sesji po prostu zbierze się i wyjdzie. W związku z tym przepraszam w jej imieniu, ale nie traktujcie tego, że się obraziła albo coś powiedzieliśmy złego, albo wyście źle zareagowali. Po prostu będzie musiała wyjść wcześniej. W związku z tym, nie przedłużając, czy ja mam połączenie jakieś magiczne z tym zapleczem? Czy tam będą mnie słuchali teraz ludkowie jacyś? Bo będę chciał, żeby już powoli wprowadzać gości, więc nie wiem, czy ktoś tam pójdzie, czy nie. Natomiast tak czy siak, przez godzinę będziemy mieli możliwość posłuchania, jak wygląda blogosfera, instagramosfera, youtubosfera, cokolwiek, jakkolwiek sobie to wszystko nazywamy. A ja przede wszystkim będę chciał usłyszeć i dowiedzieć się od tych ludzi, co się dzieje ciekawego w ich krajach, ale też mam nadzieję, że lekko już rozluźnieni będą podawali nam pewnego typu takie fajne case'y, które będą takimi mięsnymi case'ami, jak prowadzić bloga, jak robić swój kanał i tak dalej. Także mam nadzieję, że to będzie interesujące. Jeśli będziecie mieli jakieś pytania, kontaktowałem się z Idą i powiedziała, że jest to dopuszczalne, w związku z tym proszę o podniesienie ręki. Mam nadzieję, że jakiś jeszcze dodatkowy mikrofon się znajdzie i będziemy po prostu ganiali i ten mikrofon wam przekazywali. To chyba tyle. Nie wiem, czy oni idą, więc pozwólcie, że odłożę mikrofon i pójdę po nich, ale wrócę. Idą, uff. Świetna książka Radka Kotarskiego. O, cześć Radko! Hi! Please give a warm round of applause to our guest of this panel. Hello. Please have a seat. Here we go. As I said, and when we met for the first time, I'm glad and I'm very happy that we have two women in our panel session. It's very unusual for this kind of event. So, the gender stuff is going stronger. So, without any ado, Ryan Socash, maybe you introduce yourself. It's like you are the best person to describe yourself. Ryan, please say a few words about yourself.
Well, I'm also a very humble, vulnerable person, so when you have me introduce myself, I would typically say that I'm a left-handed dyslexic Scorpio who wandered into Poland, but I suppose what you prefer to hear is that I'm the managing director of Mediacraft TV, one of Poland's production-based
biggest
multi-channel networks. And I'm a passionate patriot about Poland. So the two things converging amounted with me on the YouTube screen from time to time.
And you speak a little bit or just fluently in Polish?
Tak, troszeczkę gadam po polsku.
Okej.
Tak zdarzyło od czasu do czasu.
To dzisiaj na afterze pogadamy po polsku.
Dzisiaj jestem w zawodzie, więc nie będzie polski.
Okej, trudno.
Później na kawę gadamy.
Next time, okay. All right, the next guy is, he also speaks Polish.
Tak trochę mówię.
Jesus Christ.
W sensie.
What a surprise, what a surprise. All right, powiedz coś o sobie in English.
Yeah, so my name's Paddy Nay. Hello everybody, witamy serdecznie. Mówcie cześć. Yay! Również się cieszę, że nie jesteście wykacowani i siadajcie tutaj, żeby nas słuchać. Fajnie. So, I'm just like Ryan in many ways. I'm Ryan's biggest competitor, and I think you guys invited us up on stage so that we'd have a massive fight, and it would kill the internet, and we'd get loads of likes and views.
Yeah, except for the fact that I was in Poland first.
Oh!
And I was on the YouTube screen before you, so.
And I was a drum and bass MC, and Ryan played this music band. Everybody's heard him on YouTube, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Doesn't look like it. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I love Ryan, and Ryan and I are both people who are passionate about Poland, and we came here and set up our lives literally from nothing, and he has had some... I'm a massive fan of Ryan. I think he's achieved a huge amount in a very short space of time. So I blog and vlog about life in Poland, its culture, its history, the society we're in, and I'm trying to change this place, make it a better world.
And you blog in Polish?
So what?
You blog in Polish?
Yeah, 95% of my vlogging and blogging is all done po polsku.
Okay. Nora
Yes.
Oravecz.
I'm the one who has to leave earlier. Yes, so I'm gonna like rush out. So my name is Nora, I'm from Hungary, and I used to be a lifestyle influencer, but nowadays I help other influencers to achieve the same goals and success that I could achieve in Hungary. And I blog for Huffington Post also, and I spend a lot of time in the States because I try to understand the American market. So I guess you all know that everything is coming from there, so it's interesting to see and understand what's going on. So that's about me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nora. And Elin, Skoglund?
Yeah.
You are not from Poland and you do not speak
from Poland,
Polish.
I'm from Sweden, as maybe you can see.
High five.
No, but I'm working at a blog platform called now.com. And actually, we started 3 years ago. Now we are Scandinavia's biggest blog platform. And in January, we launched in Poland. So we're working with really big influencers, but it's a blog platform for everyone. And on the side, I'm also running my own blog, which is a lifestyle blog. And yeah.
Okay, and last but not least, Sébastien. Can you pass the mic? All right, Sébastien?
Okay, dzień dobry. I speak Polish, but ja mówię po polsku, ale niedobrze, so I will speak English more.
You speak very good.
In fact, I'm here because I'm representing France, and I'm a blogger about parenting. And so I blog essentially about my girls, and my Instagram is full of pictures from my little girls. And I think I'm here because thanks to someone, I want to thank her. She's here. She's Matilda. Her blog is awesome, Secreta. And she let me. We met in France. She was in the same kind of event in France, and she let me come here. So thank you.
Thank you, Matilda. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Because we have to go to the main topic. So my first question will be very easy. Of course, very easy for you. Do you call yourself an influencer, or you blogger, Instagrammer? Because nowadays many people just use completely different kind of words to describe what you guys do. So like Ryan is he's mainly interested in the YouTube. So do you call yourself a YouTuber or just influencer? And what's the difference?
Well, you have to look at the context a little bit of how I arrived on YouTube. For lack of better words, I'm kind of a failed musician. I struggled trying to make my way in music for over 15 years.
Beautiful description.
I got to do some really interesting things along the way. I mean, part of the reason I'm here with any of you is because of the help that I had from Czesław Mozel. And, I religiously thank him for that, because he opened a lot of doors and put me in contact with a lot of media that wouldn't have paid attention to me. But in 2010, when my daughter was born, I had to be a man and pay the bills. So, I couldn't be going to Łódź and Radom and Gdańsk playing these concerts anymore. So I looked for an alternative creative outlet, a place, that was content-driven, where I could give the same kind of impactful lyrics as I would give in music, but maybe in a way that could earn money. So I worked for Wirtualna Polska. Please don't search for what I was doing there, because... Listen, it was a job, and I'm grateful that I had the job, but it's not reflective on any level of who I am as a person. I ended up in Pudelik, many different situations, and people recognized me then as someone who I absolutely was not. I had much longer hair, and in a certain moment, I thought that I could keep forging my way into this quote-unquote fame, but it was without any reward other than cash. You'd be in a public bathroom and someone would talk to you just to check if it was you, maybe ask for a picture and go on their way. So as a musician, as an artist, this was on no level the intention that I had for my life. And so I left all that and I started Mediacraft, and I thought it would be great to enable other people who had artistic desire, other people who were content-driven and looking for a way to push their voice out to millions. Today with Mediacraft, as a group, we create 500 million views. Just on the content that I produce here in Warsaw, I mean original content that I own 100%, it's about 40 million views. So everyone in this room has probably watched my productions, not realizing that
it's yours.
I'm behind it, essentially. But again, if I look at the personal reward in doing it, it's not that I created Punky and that there were 20 million views on Punky last month. You know, this was a producer's role, but what's important is that Grzegorz, who writes Punky, who stars in Punky, he's an artistic genius. A lot of people don't realize that. You know, they think that he's this grubas from the internet. Yeah, but he's a skilled actor and he's a creative genius. And I'm very proud that we were able to empower him to reach this 20 million views in a month. And so the real reward in it at this point in my life isn't, you know, taking out Instagram and making a live stream or trying to vindicate my own ego by being recognizable, but it's about driving content. And so Cult America, which is also partially a PR thing, I mean, as I grew Mediacraft, I was losing control of my own image, in a sense, because I was so strongly associated with the company, which is fine and I'm very proud of. But at the same time, at Mediacraft's peak, we had 500 partners, plus the 20 productions that we made. So a lot of things can be said that have no basis in reality. You know, you can't compete with that with traditional PR by making a radio interview. By, you know, you were kind enough to do a blog interview with me. Unfortunately, that penetrates maybe this audience, but the greater masses, whether I like it or not, are receiving their content on Facebook, on YouTube. So simply, as an artist, if I want to have any relevance or any creative outlet, YouTube is the place. Am I an influencer? Personally, it's nor my ambition nor the way I see myself. I still like to think of myself as an artist, a rock musician, who now puts his lyrics into YouTube videos.
All right. Nora, because you have to live your lyrics. So, yes. Are you an influencer? You see yourself that way, or?
It's interesting because it's always changing. Like I said, I started out as a lifestyle blogger, but it's changed, and now my main focus is on influencer marketing and content creating, and I try to help others to like grow, because my other thing is that I hate when everyone wants to just get sponsor deals. I guess the best thing, if you can grow your own like community, and you can sell your own products, or you can create workshops and online courses, because this way you can be independent. And that was my goal. And like, I consider myself the person who achieved this kind of freedom and trying to help others too. And we have like a lot of success stories. But it's so hard to like say that I'm an influencer, because I'm clearly not. Like, I don't like this term. I don't know about you, but when everyone is like, I'm a blogger, influencer, no, this is me, Nora, and I do a lot of stuff. And it's always changing, because that's what is like personal branding is about, I guess. It's like growing and changing with you.
So, not influencer, but just person as you are.
Yes, and you know what, that's something I can suggest to everyone, that of course you have to know what's the niche you are working on or working in. That's important, but you have to be really flexible with what you do, because sometimes it changes. Like, I meet many people who built up a big community around them. Basically, like, most of them are in the States, like these people. And the problem is that they realized at one point that, am I sure that I still want to do this? Like 4 years ago it was fun, but nowadays I'm not sure. I don't know if you have ever seen someone like this. Raise your hands. Have you seen? Yes, I see a couple of hands. And that's why you have to be really flexible with yourself and let yourself to change.
Okay, Patrick, are you an influencer?
Yeah, it kind of annoys me actually that like influencer is a dirty word. Like, it's almost embarrassing to say I'm an influencer, and
I'm not saying it's embarrassing.
No, I'm not. I don't refer to your comment. It's like that's some. You know, I worked in a PR agency. It's like, what do you do when a corporate can't communicate anymore, hire some influencers, you know, like let's just hire them by the hour. And these are people who work bloody hard for what they got, you know, full respect. But nonetheless, I don't call myself an influencer. I'd be embarrassed to call myself an influencer, because when I say that to my mum, she's like, what? You know, so mum, I'm like a vlogger.
Get a real job,
exactly.
yes.
Get a real job. Monetize. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm a vlogger. I do these videos and stuff. She's like, what? That is definitely not a real job. So in the end, I just say, look, mum, I'm a bloody YouTuber, all right? Just accept that fact. But actually, I don't even call myself that, because like Ryan, I'm a failed something. Failure got me to where I am today, like with most of us, I guess. And I'm a failed writer. I was writing blogs that literally nobody ever read, and I'm like a lover of the written word. And I've had to like give that up and abandon that for a medium which works much more effectively in 2017, which is obviously video. So I guess I dominate Facebook. I produce videos which are specifically for Facebook. They fail miserably on YouTube, and Ryan and I talk about this all the time. But I'm on a mission. You know, my mission is to change this country for the better. The country I love, the country has given me so much. And, you know, influencer, YouTuber, whatever, you know, like there is a higher purpose to what I do. And I don't think any one word like influencer really kind of captures that.
As long as we're speaking for each other a little bit, I think it would be interesting and relevant if you shared with the people the event in your life that led you to become an influencer.
Are we referring to that particular...
I know that you don't want to get too philosophical, but Patrick's story is kind of outstanding.
Yeah, okay, I mean, I don't like talking about this very much, but you can see my first ever interview with Ryan 2 years ago. I was walking home a little bit near Trzeba, trzeba przyznać.
I don't understand it. Can you translate?
He was wasted.
Okay, I get it.
And blackness. Nothing. I woke up the next morning looking at a picture of the cross on the wall in a hospital in a neurosurgery ward. I'd been attacked and hit with something like a bottle by...
Attacked by people? I mean, like...
Yeah, a gang, probably a gang of kibola z Poznania, so football hooligans. Poznan's not really my favourite city, but shouts out to my Poznan crew. I love Poznan, I'm only kidding.
You want it to happen again?
But you know, guys, I spent 20 days in that neurosurgery ward surrounded by people who I really fucking hated. You know, like horrible old men that were farting and snoring and complaining the whole time. But I came to realise that love connected everybody in that room. I was inspired by love. And it was a moment that came and went, but it's left me with a very strong purpose in my life to give legacy to the country I love and to the people I love as well. So that incident, more than anything, has inspired me.
Wow.
Yeah, you weren't expecting that, were you?
No. Come on. Okay, Elin.
Yeah, I just have to say, I think it's so cool to be influencer, because it's a way to build up a brand for yourself. And nowadays, in Sweden at least, it's not so important what education you go on. The important thing is who you are and how you connect with companies and people. And it's like I got my job through my brand and with my personality. So yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
By the way, the PewDiePie is very popular in Sweden. I mean, like everybody likes him. He's very national hero. PewDiePie. PewDiePie.
Oh, PewDiePie, yeah. Actually, I haven't watched him so much, but of course everyone knows who he is.
Okay.
He's really cool.
He's just a small YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's one of the richest people in the world.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, Sébastien.
So
an influencer,
the answer is
creator,
simple. It's
dad.
no, I'm absolutely not an influencer, because maybe, you know, just, I don't know how to translate to inspiration for some parents, but we have, actually, if I give you a little feedback about influence in France, it's very complicated, because if we take the same panel of the same bloggers in like 500%, for example, you will have 10 to 20% maximum who can live from this. All the bloggers, influencers in France have got a job, another job, and they're doing like a hobby, because you have so many people who came on the market in France now that you can't live and you can be here. You know, it's like you're crowded with 1,000 person. You try to say help and nobody hears you. It's a little the same. So now in France, just my feedback, it's changing. Instagram, blog, it's no influence. It's lost. You can try harder, and you have some people who've got like 30K from followers on Instagram, but they don't influence anybody, like 20 30 likes maximum. And now the tendency in France, the real influencers are on YouTube. It's the new panel, and some people just do now video on YouTube. It's kind of a new way, but it's more complicated in France.
Okay. So, Ryan, you wanted to add something?
Well, yeah, I think that anyone who creates reach, even modest reach, through internet technology is going to create influence. Sometimes the influence is not what they intended, in fact. Reflecting upon Cult America as an example, I really wanted to represent Polish culture to Poles through the eyes of a foreigner. That's always been the idea. It was also a way for me to have a deeper connection with the country, learn more. But if the channel has had any influence, it's been kind of unintended in that it's attracted more immigrants to Poland. And I'm not saying that massive amounts of people are moving here because they watch Cult America, but it's shocking and almost a little bit disturbing how often we receive emails, messages of people who have declared that they've moved to Poland or are in the process of moving to Poland because they've been watching Cult America videos. You know, these are people who are also disenfranchised with their home countries, looking for something new. I'm very possessive of Poland. Other than Patrick and you guys, I would prefer to be the only immigrant here.
Sorry.
But it's really, and journalists have titled interviews with me as, you know, promoting the Polish dream. And the influence that Cult America has had has been very impactful in some people's life. And I hope that it will bring positive things to Poland. But it's important to take responsibility for the treść that you're putting out on the internet, because one way or another it is going to influence people to act. And that might be independent of your intentions.
Okay, so my next question will be kind of easy, maybe hard, it depends. But I would love to use you as an example and talk about your countries, because we have this opportunity. So what is the status of the market, influencers? Is it mature yet? Do you guys feel like there's like lots of people wanting to make money of it? So they like, you know, everybody wants to be an influencer, just like commercial stations, you know, killing each other for good influencer, or something completely different. Sébastien, how is it in France?
Yes, in France, like I told you, it's crowded. It's very difficult for the marks now. They stop paying for that, and the market, I mean, like Nora said, it's changing all the time. And for my part, I'm sorry, I will tell, jestem stary, I'm old, but I started to blog a website in 1995, and when I see in just almost 20 years how much things have changed, it's so. And for a quick example, for example, in France, is that with some kind of, for example, if you have a problem with an internet company or something now, you get faster an answer if you write a letter. So people are coming back to write letters to get some information, and now the letter is a new email. You know, it's you write a letter, you get an answer, your problem is solved. For internet company, for some problem with insurance, something like that, we're coming back. It's too crowded. Some people, I see all the time people working, for example, company. You see the smartphones, they're like 5,000 emails. They're not going to read it. So the market cannot reach them. So now the letter is a little new email. In France, it's crowded.
No, I have to leave.
Sorry to interrupt you, but my flight is leaving.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, big word of applause. Yes, thank you. Yeah, move just a little closer.
Keep this nice and intimate.
Yes. Guys, try to not bite each other, right? Please. Just promise me that. Right, so crowded market, companies not paying for...
Yeah, not paying, just giving some stuff to bloggers now. But in France, I mean, I don't know what's Poland. The feedback, it's just crowded. It's finished. Some YouTubers, but they don't find themselves. And also the algorithm of some company, you know, when I started to go on Instagram, I was trying to keep it low to actually follow the people and to interact with them. And now, I don't know why. I know why, because it's the algorithm, but you want to see the picture of people and you don't get it in your feed, and so in France it's totally crowded, and so the marketing is going down, and we come back to some old ways, you know, and a little YouTube is the new branding.
Okay, Elin, how's the situation in
Sweden? It's like I'm working at now, as I said, and we have 25,000 active bloggers at our site. So
that's cool.
And we have some really big profiles, but in general, everyone is trying to get big, and they get influenced by the bigger profiles. Like for me, I get questions every day. How do I get bigger? What's the tricks and everything? And of course, people want to earn money, and now everyone can earn money by people that go into the blog. Maybe it's not that much for the small ones, but we really want people to blog, and of course I believe in it. Yeah.
Okay, Patrick?
Well, I had to say, I warned you earlier, didn't I, Artur,
Yeah.
that this was going to be a difficult question for me, because I consider myself like a Polish vlogger or blogger. But I think, as you all know, the UK is a super saturated, very competitive market. Of course, English is great because you can have appeal all around the world, but of course that makes it proportionally much harder as well. So, you know, the UK is a very advanced market.
Okay. Ryan, how's America?
The situation in the United States is in some ways uncomparable to what's going on here in Poland. You know, a lot of the people who I see in the audience here, I've also seen at times on billboards. And it's interesting because Polish influencers had to resort to product placement. In the United States, product placement is considered, I don't even have the words for it. I mean, it is a very, very major thing to do. You are essentially becoming a brand endorser, right? Sorry, I'm a little bit tired, so if I can't speak English, I can't speak Polish, maybe I should just shut my mouth. But, you know, Michael Jordan, when he was at his peak, he would do a few brand deals a year, but the pay was just majestic. In the United States, influencers also do less product placement. They commit themselves to less specific brands inside of the videos because they're covered by pre-rolls.
Yeah.
I have a few English language channels which we produce here in Poland, and it's completely crazy. Ubu, if any of you have children, may have come across this channel at a certain point. This channel only has about 200,000 views, which is relatively small compared to our other mainstream hits. And it's what pays for our fiber optic internet in the office. The Great War, which is a Mediacraft-produced channel, has almost 1 million subscribers, and it's sustained through pre-roll advertising and through Patreon, of course. So the influencers in the United States have a unique luxury of being a little bit more independent from having to have the relationships with agencies, with MCNs, and with brands to actually pay their bills. It's enough to have a very well-viewed English language channel with an American audience, and okay, you're not going to drive a Ferrari, but you can lead a really nice middle-class life. And I think that key factor is what also makes the behavior of American YouTubers and bloggers and vloggers and influencers very different than those in Poland. I was in Los Angeles in June. It was a very interesting trip for me. And I had the privilege of meeting Philip DeFranco, who's one of the largest YouTube stars in the States. And we talked. And probably the second or third thing he said to me is that he doesn't think too highly of himself. And that kind of humility with a guy who has millions of subscribers, you know, I haven't really seen too much of here in Poland. And I think it's happened for a reason. It's because in Poland we all have to pin ourselves against one another to fight to get the sponsored video, or we're not going to pay our bills. And we've invested, you know, how many years of this? Eva, you've been making YouTube for what, 10 years? What are you going to do after that? You know, you become a celebrity. You have to be this way. In the United States, you don't have to be a celebrity to sustain yourself. So I think that's the difference.
Okay. What's your most favorite platform, channel that you are working on? And what do you think about the future in terms of next 5 years? So it will be like Snapchat, completely some kind of different kind of platform emerge. Facebook will take everything, you know, Mark Zuckerberg will conquer the world. What's your opinion? Sébastien?
First trick question. I will answer.
Yeah.
Maybe just as the first. For me, my preferred is still Instagram. I'm very. This is the platform I think which keeps something real, and maybe in some kind we can keep an influence to show and to share something. In the next 5 years, really, you know, I won't take the risk to make some predictions because, you know, I think in the forum. In 1998, I let a message like telling, oh, okay, Facebook is going to be dead in 1 year. So maybe it was a huge mistake. So apparently I won't try. So I really have no idea. We see some concentration, but like we see, you know, if I compare to other company, in 1998, 2000, Nokia was the man on the market, and now they're dead. So maybe today we've got Facebook, and we'll have a new actor on the market. In France, Snapchat arrived very quickly, but they didn't find a marketing way to find, so now they're decreasing. Everybody was going to Snapchat, and now I see a lot of people going out of Snapchat, so maybe a new actor is going to come, or maybe the later is going to be the new influencing, I don't know.
Elin?
For me, I use all my platforms in different ways. So my blog is more personal, and there is where I have really like the readers that been with me from the start. And on Instagram, I guess it's more superficial for me, like with the perfect pictures. And now I use actually Insta stories more than Snapchat because I have more people following me on Instagram, and it's easier to follow each other there.
Do you understand the Snap? I mean, like, do you understand the nature of this medium? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't even, you know, just try to understand how it's work. I'm too old. I'm just too old for this kind of medium. So that's why I'm asking a question about, you know, Snap is cool, but it's cool for, you know, very certain people. It's not something, you know, because many people just have a very basic problem with the you know, just finding a recording or something. So okay, sorry for interruption.
Yeah, no worries.
So blog and Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Insta stories.
Actually, I like blog the most because I can be really personal there and write a lot, and people are really engaged with the comments. And but in Sweden, I don't know how it is here, but in Sweden, it's you blog really frequently if you compare to Poland, because we worked here now in 8 months or something, and it's more popular in Poland to blog out twice a week or something. In Sweden, you update the big bloggers 1-2 times a day.
Okay.
But I think it's really important if you want to be an influencer and build a big brand is to be big on all the channels and update them. So it's like if I write a blog post, I share it on Instagram, the Insta story, and do this swipe up thing, and share it on Facebook. So I think it's really important to connect everyone.
And have strategy. Patrick,
Yeah,
what's your
exactly.
strategy?
Yeah, I mean, I work in digital marketing like from Monday to Friday from 9 to 5. Yeah, digital marketing, man, sales funnels, buy my stuff. And so like I try and do the own the race course strategy in terms of drive as much traffic back to a central point, try and collect that data, etc. But the reality is, you know, I'm the smallest influencer here in the history of Forum Gdańsk. You know, I'm too modest. I'm like James Franco. I've tried to basically focus as much resource as possible on dominating one channel and like really mastering that channel. And you know, we all know that content distribution is the key secret to the success of all of this, and dominating multiple platforms. But I think two things, you know, I've got very limited production capacity, I'm learning my craft, I'm doing this in the spare time whilst the wife's complaining I haven't got a real job, and the kid's pulling at my leg, kind of messing up my Premiere. My Premiere Pro sequence has been messed up by my kid more times than I care to remember. But also as a personality, you know, like, I suit Facebook. I can't concentrate for 30 seconds. This guy, on the other hand, he's like this thoughtful, you know, like contemplative. YouTube is Ryan Socash. For me, Ryan Socash is YouTube. I'm Facebook. I'm like 2.5 minutes, move on to the next thing. Oh, look, there's a funny picture of a cat. You know, like that's as much
Boom,
of my...
we post it.
2.5 seconds.
And I think like one of the things I'm really discovering at the moment is how important it is to like think of the channel well in advance of even like in the production process, really thinking about how this is going to work on Facebook and YouTube. My content just does not travel on YouTube. And if I had additional time, I'd be making 2 film productions on the actual channel itself. By the way, LinkedIn, cool channel, just launching native video for the first time, and I think that's going to revolutionize business communications, and as someone interested in digital marketing, that's the channel I'm also going to try and dominate.
I recommend LinkedIn. It's like very traffic driven. All right.
That's a complicated question for me
Oh,
because
come on.
I have two answers. Privately, and in terms of Cult America, I'm getting ready to erase my Instagram account because, like you, I'm an old bastard. People tell me I look young, but if you're not a digital native in a way that you really feel yourself authentically in the platform, I think you end up looking quite foolish. So if I was backstage, making Snapchats like, yo, what's up, guys? This is the backstage. And then I go back to my hotel like, this is my hotel. I'm in Gdańsk. I don't know. Maybe people would be impressed that I travel a lot. But in terms of what that would do for my actual career, brands wouldn't want to put their products in there because I would look like a fake, foolish old man. So for me, the personal content strategy would be down to two platforms. YouTube, where you have quality watch time. People really form a bond with the person on screen. And then Facebook, where you can accomplish two things. You can elaborate on the narratives that you're creating in YouTube, and you can also reach a demographic that's not available to you inside of YouTube. So the thing that fascinates me immensely about Facebook is that I can get to an old guy like you. I could get to your father. Every person on Earth, whether or not they really actively use it, basically has a Facebook profile. So I see it as being a place with unprecedented potential for reach. When it comes to MediaCraft, I have a very different attitude. So my employees have accounts on every social media platform that's in vogue.
Ever created.
Everything, those accounts have to be up to date. If I come to the office and something's been neglected, I'm irritated. So it is a double standard in a sense, but they're younger than I am, they're millennials. They're using these profiles nonstop. And anytime, you see them during lunch, they're on their social media. You see them walking down the street, they're on their social media.
Jesus Christ.
So it is native to who they are. And I don't want to be judgmental of that. I'm the guy who's getting old and out of touch with it. So, I really invest in millennials and the younger generations to guide the way in terms of distribution. When it comes to video content, YouTube is definitely king still, but we also distribute on Dailymotion, which I don't recommend you do, and CDA.
All right.
CDA is actually surprisingly good.
Really?
Yes.
In terms of monetization or just reach the engagement?
In terms of monetization, they have a really nice fill rate. You won't become a billionaire, but...
Said the upper L, okay?
And every time I say that to people... Yeah, that's the thing. You go to meetings and you present where your content is, and they're like, oh, you want to be in business with them? They're criminal.
Crooks?
It's like, they won the court case. They were found innocent. They pay me, so, I can't say a bad word about them. So yeah, I think that content strategy has to be unique to the individual. So if you don't feel yourself in Snapchat and Instagram, you will look very foolish there. But if you enjoy it authentically, it's a great place for you.
Okay. We have...
To complete, I just want to complete, because when you told about, it reminds me something, the fact that almost everybody's got Facebook profiles. It's in France, it's more that nobody has got a Facebook profile, they erase. But now the new tendency, and maybe this will answer the second part of the question in 5 years, so of this time, it's LinkedIn. Everybody now in France has got a LinkedIn profile because it's professional, so they just create LinkedIn profile. So in France, you can almost find anybody on LinkedIn. Just you won't know anything about his kids, his problems, complaining, but just what he's doing in life.
If I had a beauty vlog and I was 16 years old, do you think that people would want to find me on LinkedIn?
Yeah, really, we have more and more people from 16
France,
and now from the high school who are creating a LinkedIn profile.
So LinkedIn is amazing.
And the first generation of Facebook has deleted this.
That's amazing.
And now they're on LinkedIn.
So soon we will have LinkedIners.
Yeah, seriously.
Could you imagine?
There's a younger demographic on LinkedIn than you'd imagine, and with the rise of native video, it's like the most underutilized platform in the world right now.
Dating platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon we're going to have like 1,000 different accounts everywhere.
Sorry, Ryan.
Okay. Last question, because we are just about to run out of time. What do you see? Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Do you want to be still in this business? doing blogs, making photos, record videos, or you just feel that it's something that's like about to burn out? It's like something very passionate that you wanted to do in the future, or just like you feel, all right, I make just a little bit of money on it, but actually, I wanted to paint pictures, go outside and have fun with my kids. What's your opinion, and how do you feel inside? All right, Elin, you was pointed.
I'm working at Now, and we work. The cool thing about social media is that a lot of brands put their marketing on social media now, not on TV and paper and everything. So I think it's really cool because I don't only want to work with the influencing marketing and with my blog. I want to work to help other people, like Nora are doing, and that's what I'm doing now. So I think I want to take it to the next step, maybe doing something by myself. But I think it's cool to work with marketing and put it out on social media and create content for the brands and help them to get bigger and get their name out.
Okay, Patrick? In 5 years.
5 years. Okay, in 5 years.
Let's put it, yeah.
I hope my boss isn't watching this because
no, of course
I won't be working for him in 5 years.
It's a niche.
Go easy.
He's not watching this, trust me. Yeah, I mean, in 5 years, I'll definitely be doing what I do full time, and I'll definitely have written at least one of the 2 book ideas I have about British and Allied soldiers of war.
That's official version, and unofficial.
Yeah, that is what I'm here. Man, I'm all about legacy, not currency. Yeah, like I look at my daughter in the eye, and Ryan and I were talking about this. It's like some of the stuff we've done, we're not going to show our children or our children's children. But like the next few years are about producing content that I'm hoping my daughter will show her friends and say like, wow, look at what my dad did.
That's my dad.
This world is a better place. People have a different opinion, like more tolerant, more open, more friendly, more loving, lots more cuddles. Come and cuddle me afterwards. That's what I'll have achieved in 5 years' time.
Cool. All right, Ryan? What will we?
Privately, I'm definitely going to be spending more time with my kids. I carry a dumb phone after work hours, so I'm still available, but you have to call me. I think that it's healthy to have a distance from technology and give yourself an opportunity to detox. When I made that step, I found that when I get back to the office, and I start like 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning, so I start pretty early. I have very long days, but I'd be literally twice as creative as I would have been had I been checking my email pointlessly 500 times outside of work hours. But I will embrace technology viciously when I am in the office. As a creator or influencer, that's something I will always do even if no one watches. I have a burning coal in me that will not be extinguished, and I plan to expand the targeting of Cult America to a more American audience. Gradually, I will most probably film more in America, but the business has a way of overwhelming, and the business really is my absolute top priority. So a lot of what you guys may see of my work won't have my face attached to it, but my spirit should be there somewhere.
My God, very poetic. All right, so do you have questions for our panelists?
You forgot me.
Excuse me, Sébastien.
Okay, just if I can answer.
It's nothing personal.
No, it's a little like Ryan said. I think that in 5 years I will still embrace new technology or the things, but I think like we are as bloggers evolving. So when I started to blog in '95, it's called website. It was just mouth studies. After it was travelers, and was blogging about Poland, and after about my kids, and then I think in 5 years it's going to be about sciences, vulgarization of sciences.
Ooh, that's a change.
Yeah. Can I say, or are you finished?
Yeah.
No. I just said before, it's why I think it's so cool to be an influencer, because you build up a brand for yourself. So I didn't say, but a goal in 5 years is to release a book. I'm gonna start with it next year. And one way to really sell the book is when you build up a brand, and then your followers buy it. So it's a smart strategy. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a smart move.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, right now. So do you have any questions for our panelists? Don't be shy. Yes, we have like one person. Can we pass the mic?
That's the funny thing. I quite like being on stage. I quite like being in Gdańsk, especially. I used to live in Gdańsk many years ago. But if I was in the audience, I would be 10 times as terrified to ask a question to the people on stage. Whenever I do it, my heart is like...
So props to this lady.
Yeah, the biggest influencer in the room.
Hi, my name is Anya, and it was really nice to listen to you because I think we all had this lack of foreign influence in blogging. Well, my question is quite crucial for our nomenclatura. Okay, do you have a word that defines? I don't want to use this word society of blogging and vlogging people, because in Poland we've got this problem to redefine, for example, the name of this conference, right? This conference name is Blog Forum Gdańsk. And all of the influencers, so the word that we don't want to use today, right? They say, oh, we should redefine it to include all of YouTubers and all of other creators. So do you use any politically correct word for all the influencers, not using the influencer's word?
I'm sorry to hog the microphone. I'll go fast. I like to refer to people as content creators. Last time I was in Gdańsk, speaking at a conference similar to this, I declared that I don't like the term YouTuber because it's limiting the person to a specific platformer. Podcasters initially started by trading tapes, you know, in the 70s and 80s. That's where podcasting came from. They couldn't make it to the radio, so they put out tapes. And so my politically correct term would be content creators. And the content is what makes the influence anyways.
I was just going to say that a word that I heard a lot of lately instead of influencer are creators.
So we agree.
But I agree with you. That's a good word.
Thank you.
There's one more question. This gentleman here.
Standing there.
Jeszcze jeden pytanie jest.
So let's meet halfway. Okay, you said a lot about what is going on now, but what is going to be in the future? Quite open question. Where will it go? The creation. We are creators, okay. Where the creation will go. Thank you.
So maybe I'll answer that then. I think live is so exciting, and we're not even close to seeing how live is going to destroy television. Like, television is going to just implode, and you know, Facebook and YouTube. I look at the user experience of YouTube. It sucks. It's rubbish. Can't find anything interesting on there. It's like, man, you've got enough data about my watching habits to know what I really want to watch, you know. And you look at the way Facebook right now is so newsfeed oriented. That's not where they want to be. They're going to move very, very quickly and strongly in different directions. And the opportunity for content creators, as a result of that, I think is going to be massive.
Or just creators.
I believe that the brands are going to become the influencers, which is an excuse for all of you to fight 10 times as hard to keep your status and positions.
Exactly. Guys, thank you very much for your thoughts and your opinions and everything you said. I think it will be cool to, you know, to hang around after this panel session, because I suppose many people, you know, just wanted to ask you something privately. So thank you very much for your attention, for your presence. Prosimy o oklaski dla naszych panelistów.
Dziękujemy serdecznie.
Dziękuję bardzo. Ryan Socash.
I teraz możemy gadać po polsku.
Ryan, Patrick, Elin i Sébastien.
Super. Jeszcze podtrzymajmy brawa, jak są Państwo na scenie schodzą. Dziękuję bardzo. To działa? Halo, halo.